This video is sponsored by War Thunder. This is TommyInnit. Someone becoming that famous.
TommyInnit, please step outside.
That fast.
We're close to 6 million. 10 million.
That young.
16 years old.
You're 17 years old, dude.
Should have fallen down a dark path.
Hello.
But he didn't. TommyInnit broke the Minecraft YouTuber curse. See, when a Minecraft YouTuber becomes too famous too quickly, they tend to follow the same pattern, the same timeline. And 12 years ago, Tommy went down that same path. In 2013, he stumbled upon DanTDM, Let's Players, and their Minecraft videos. Shh. Yeah, well, I found YouTube in 2012, so get owned, kid. But unlike most of us, Tommy viewed these videos differently. Growing up with an actress for a mom and a dad in the gaming industry, becoming a YouTuber, making Minecraft videos, just felt right to him. YouTube was the perfect mix of his parents' talents, and Minecraft was the perfect stage, the perfect way to tell his jokes. So this was it. This was his first big decision. He was gonna tell them what he really felt, and it will seal his fate.
Mom, Dad, I'm going to be a YouTuber.
That's amazing! It's the perfect way for you to combine that passion and creativity you have for comedy.
Oh, how about this? I'll even make the channel and a channel intro for you, because I used to work in gaming stuff.
What the hell is this? How am I ever going to be an artist if you keep supporting me? Neglect me!
The curse has just begun and Tommy is already breaking it. With full support from both his parents. Together, they created Channel Nutpit. Because his dad thought that YouTube channels needed to start with the word channel. And with that, soon-to-be famous Minecraft YouTuber Tom made his first YouTube videos on Terraria, this treacherous YouTube. But despite being new to YouTube, his videos did surprisingly well, quickly bumping him to a whopping 200 subscribers. Obviously, 2 of them were his parents, but that was still 198 strangers who were watching his videos. Clearly, this meant his videos must be masterpieces. So Tommy made a bold move. He decided he needed everyone to see them, starting with his school. This was the peak cinema that they saw.
Yo, why you gotta be so? And I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, I'm just special because I'm a bit of a heckle.
Cringe! Which is perfectly fine, by the way. I mean, look at me. I'm super cringe, and somehow 200,000 of you all watch me. Don't kill the part of you that is cringe, kill the part of you that cringes. But Tom took it differently. Put yourself in the shoes of a teenage boy for a second. With all the flaws and insecurities and acne, being known as a YouTuber was not cool. People laughed at you, not with you, and you get no bitches. And as we all know, being threatened with no girlfriend as a teenage boy might as well be a death sentence. So Tommy did what any desperate to look cool teenager would have done. He privated all his videos, kept his microphone and camera away in a drawer, giving up on his dreams of becoming a YouTuber forever. But what if he didn't? What if he could become a YouTuber without any of the crippling real-life disadvantages? What if Tommy just made videos in secret?
Other people my age are having sex and drinking, but I'm one of the YouTubers now.
He would continue his journey, making a Twitch account, streaming to 0 viewers, playing ARMS, before dropping it because ARMS is a fake video game. He should have played War Thunder, this video's sponsor. War Thunder is one of the most comprehensive vehicle combat games ever made, available for free on Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and mobile. Immerse yourself in the game's realistic graphics and sound effects. Choose from over 2,500 historically accurate tanks, planes, copters, and ships, ranging from armored cars from the 1920s to the fighter jets of today. Or enjoy the game's comprehensive customization system with countless camouflages, historical markings, and decorations to choose from. And this is my favorite part of the game. The customization system lets me destroy other people as a pink tank. I'll call this one the barber type. Download War Thunder today and join the massive community of over 95 million players using my download link in the pinned comment or the video description. And enjoy a massive bonus pack if you're a new player or a player returning after 6 months on PC or console. With the exclusive Eagle of Valor, 100,000 Silver Lions, and 7 days of premium account, all to help you get a head start in the game. Thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. But no, Tommy dropped arms for a Hypixel Skyblock instead. No one will know. No one will need to know. This was his master secret plan. He will conquer in the dark and then jump scare everyone in the next reunion as a YouTuber with a girlfriend. It's like Sun Tzu, the famous artist of war, once said. If you wait by the river long enough, the bodies of your enemies will float by. Okay, never mind, that makes him sound like a murderer. But that secrecy fell apart the moment he received his first donation. This was the first of many moments that would change his life and further seal his fate.
J4 is hosting my stream. J4 is hosting. Oh! Wait, I need to tell my. Oh my god!
That was Jack, a Hypixel player with YouTube rank, hosting TommyInnit stream. Arguably one of the most crucial people in giving us the Tommy we have today. And basically the first person to blame if you hate Tommy. He was getting noticed by someone with the infamous tag that made him think,
What if I could become one of them? What if I'm him?
what if he could become a Minecraft YouTuber? So Tom decided to return, but this time under a different name. This time, he was going to dominate the Minecraft scene. And so taking his first name Tom and the British word innit, he would combine the two and return to YouTube as To get YouTube rank, he needed 30,000 subscribers. But how hard could it be with someone as handsome and smart and funny as Tommy? This is gonna be so easy. He started streaming every night after school. He begged other YouTubers for a shout out. He even learned how to edit videos with a Premiere Pro that he got through completely legitimate and definitely legal ways that I cannot say in a YouTube video. But most importantly were the lobby spam. Spamming his stream link everywhere, forcing everyone to notice him. It was all in the name of YouTube. He was going to get more subscribers by any means necessary. Sure, everyone hated him because he was being a massive dick, but he was a dick with 3,000 subscribers, so it was completely justified. All he had to do was keep doing what he was already doing. It genuinely felt like nothing could stand in his way as he slowly climbed up to the top. With a subscriber growth this fast, who's gonna stop him? So, turns out, if you piss off an entire server, you get banned for it. But rather than claw his way back, getting on his knees, begging to be unbanned. Okay, he still did that, and they made it a suspension instead. Tom decided to spend that time away from Hypixel wisely. Instead of focusing entirely on being back on the server, he took a deep look at his own videos instead. Really thinking about why his videos aren't getting the views they deserve. And he came up with these two reasons. First of all, he was British. He had a pretty annoying voice. And the comments weren't exactly nice about that. His voice is low-key annoying. What if I read this in an annoying voice too? Gosh, Goofy, his voice is low-key annoying. Boy, I said, boy, you need to get more mature, boy. I say, your laugh is annoying. I say annoying as fuck. Bruh, so this is the first video I've watched of Tommy and he's annoying as a... Like, why you overhype things? You'll be screaming at things that aren't... Minor spelling mistakes aren't even funny. Paimon thinks he's very annoying too. It was a weak... Sorry. It was a weakness that would have held back a lot of creators. Plenty of people would click on the video, hear his voice, and then choose not to watch the rest of it. Forget the Minecraft YouTuber curse. He now had an annoying voice curse. But Tommy saw this differently. From the moment people found him annoying, he saw this as an opportunity.
Guys, most people find me annoying at first. So if you don't hate me, then please consider subscribing.
Tommy Ono reversed this weakness into a strength, using his annoying voice to filter out fans from casual viewers. And honestly, I've always thought that this was really smart and admirable. It was genuinely inspiring to see someone receive comments like that about your voice and still choose to push on forward. It has even helped me with my very Asian voice. So with that said, guys, most people find me Asian at first, so if you don't hate Asians, then please consider subscribing for more video essays. Or if you like fanboys. So that was one big weakness down in one smart decision. But even if he got past that, Tommy still had one more weakness. He wasn't exactly standing out. Sure, he has some viewers now, but these were viewers from lobby spamming. They weren't watching for him, they probably hate him. They just weren't here for So Tommy now needed ideas that were fresh and unique to him. Without them, there won't even be a dark future, because he won't even have one. He needed something that could make people like him. Something that will make them go, you know, he's annoying. But, so Tommy did what any loud, annoying Zoomer would do. He searched the one place he always turned to for answers. And what he found would change the course of his YouTube channel forever. In search for ideas, he stumbled upon a video by the original Ace, a parody training video around Hypixel.
So you just received your Hypixel YouTube rank. Congratulations and welcome to the Hypixel YouTube rank training video.
Making a funny skit of his own off stream.
Welcome to Innit Incorporated, the home of TommyInnit.
He stumbled upon Technoblade and even becoming acquaintances with him, but not friends yet. But they would slowly become closer over time.
Hey man, so what's happening with the War of the Spuds? Let me know how I can assist.
We're currently both seeking to increase our potato yield by achieving the 24th minion slot. Some resources are harder to get than others though. I'm currently trying to acquire Hella enchanted dandelions, enchanted raw mutton, enchanted rhyme, and—
But the biggest changes were when he stumbled upon Jay Schlatt and the SMP Live server. These were the most important videos, although you might want to turn down your volume for a bit.
Listen, I just want to say, man. It's an absolute honor to be here, and let's
They reminded Tommy why he started making videos to begin with. He wanted to make people laugh. He wanted to use Minecraft as a stage for comedy. Hypixel or Skyblock was never the main attraction. He just needed them as proxies to tell his jokes. It inspired Tommy to drop the streams for a bit to try some scripted videos, making videos that focused more on his chaotic comedic personality.
I can't get it upstairs. Oh well, here is Megalovania.
It was just as cringy as his first video, but he had a lot more fun, and it worked, surprising Tommy with over 100,000 viewers.
Schlatt, what do you think of my video?
But the bigger surprise was that Tommy was even able to meet some of his heroes thanks to this small growth, which seems like a small event, but this was actually huge. It was meeting people like Jay Schlatt, Technoblade, and Skeppy that shaped him into who he is today. Well, Schlatt and Techno did. I don't know about Skeppy because I haven't seen any of his videos. But at the age that he was, Tommy was very easily influenced. And he was very lucky that they formed the bedrock of what kind of creator he wanted to be. You are the people you surround yourself with. And Tommy couldn't have picked better people to look up to, steering himself away from future disaster.
What was the inflection point for you that caused you to go all in on this?
I remember I was in my friend Schlatt's Patreon Discord, and I was like, please will you tell me what you thought of my video? And then he replied going, yeah, this is really funny, mate. I thought like this, thought maybe change that. That was especially powerful. But like, you're on your way, mate. And bearing in mind, this is from my hero at the time, being like, you're good, man. Keep at it, because this is good.
Thanks to these three, or two, sorry Skeppy, Tommy quietly dodged the first checkmark on the YouTuber downfall speedrun. He wasn't completely free from the Minecraft YouTuber curse yet, but he had better chances now. Ironically, being in the Discord of one of the most controversial YouTubers prevented hundreds of future controversies. So if you too would like to avoid controversies, feel free to join my Discord server because I'll say the controversial stuff for you. But even with the right mentors, Tommy still wasn't standing up. Yeah, he's got good role models, that's cool and all, but he wasn't gonna get his childhood dream achieved by having them as friends. He still needed better videos. So with Schlatt's encouragement in mind, Tommy made a major decision. To the surprise of everyone, Tommy started his search for something other than Skyblock to make videos on. It just wasn't fun to him anymore. But the real surprise to me is that he found it fun to begin with. Hot take, Skyblock in general is boring as hell, and if you like it, you're boring too! With his biggest content count being milk dry, Tommy needed a new avenue. And with perfect timing, Tommy would receive a DM on Discord from an animator called Luke or something, celebrating his invitation to SMP Earth, a multiplayer server replicating Earth with modded planes and Technoblade. Tommy was never more done with Hypixel Skyblock after that. His mom asked him if he did the dishes. Tommy yelled Skyblock, and she smiled. She knew they were washed. So Tommy applied, wanting to be a part of new thing, and he got rejected. But with 5 minutes left before the invites closed, Tommy joined the beta testing server and begged one of the admins to let him in.
3,000 viewers, millions of subscribers. I am big enough.
Okay, alright.
And somehow it worked. Tommy was now officially invited. This one DM, this one application, this one move changed the trajectory of his entire channel in the span of 24 hours. With no time to waste, Tommy logged onto the server and hit the live stream button. It was time to make an impression.
Earth SMP. Earth SMP is a live-streamed survival multiplayer server with all of your favorite content creators and also
Captain Sparkles! Sparing absolutely no time, Tommy made it his end goal to piss everyone off. Sure, he can be nice and befriend everyone, but he was a small fish, finally in the pond of big fishes. He needed to speedrun first impressions, and he needs to do them fast to not get drowned out by the other more popular Minecraft creators. So the first thing he did was steal from Captain Sparkles.
You know, I help you out.
My iron back? Can you give me my iron back that you just yeeted?
What?
But that's not enough. He needs to make more impressions faster! So Tommy picked a fight with the next biggest target. He picked a fight with everyone!
Who went to Europe? I want to know who my enemies are. You can be my enemy. We are enemies.
You just DM'd me, we are enemies.
Almost everyone on the server hated him. In their eyes, the TommyInnit nation is full of rats and schemers and toads. However, the most important people, the correct people he pissed off, were none other than the legendary Technoblade, Wilbur, and Philza Minecraft, featuring Philza Minecraft from the hit 2009 video game Philza Minecraft, with Technoblade being the one he pissed off the most, even killing his dog. This triple rivalry was absolutely game-changing for Tommy. He had found a perfect new canvas for his content, and he was finally surrounded by friends who understood him. People who were interested in Minecraft and YouTube, just like he was. By playing the villain role, it exposed Tommy to tons of new faces, exploding his channel, hitting 10,000 subscribers, 20,000, 30,000, finally getting that YouTube rank. But it didn't stop there. Tommy became a Twitch partner. He hit a further 50,000, then 100,000 subscribers, overshooting his goals, even getting a silver play button. Surprisingly, being friends with rising stars improves your chances of success.
I noticed anytime I put Technoblade in the title, the video would get 10 times as many views. So what I did was, I'd progressively push it further and further and further. And it annoyed Techno. Techno was like, dude, why does this Tommy guy keep putting me in all of his titles?
But what's even more surprising is this annoying algorithm hack made them even closer to each other.
Wilbur went, oh no, that's a bit YouTube weird. So Wilbur messaged me like, yeah, Tommy, Techno's like really annoyed at you. Stop putting him in your titles. And I went, oh, okay, I'll stop. And I went, how come you're speaking to Techno? And he went, because we're friends and we're on a call. And I went, oh, can I join the call? And he went, what? Yeah, okay, I guess.
I kid you not. This one moment of Tommy annoying Techno with clickbait titles caused the literal butterfly effect. It was the catalyst to them becoming besties, and arguably the catalyst behind the rest of Tommy's story. You will see why later. And that's just his online life. Tommy's real life received bigger wins. People at school were finally respecting him. He wasn't getting bullied anymore. He started off not being a YouTuber, not being cool, and no bitches. But now he's a YouTuber, a cool kid, and bitches. Tommy had hit his goals, and now he was in a fast lane for YouTube growth. He wanted validation, and now it was kinda fulfilled. Sort of. So he should just cruise the rest of his life with normal speed, right? But no. Tommy wanted more. After a taste of success, Tommy was aiming for that golden play button next, no matter the cost. Why wouldn't he? With this rapid growth, it was probably much closer than it actually was. This one move sealed his fate even more. But that didn't matter. In Tommy's eyes, it would all be worth it. He would get even more validated, become even cooler, and get even more bitches. So Tommy started streaming every night, spending the next morning and afternoon zoning out in class, thinking about how to turn those funniest moments into a video. Clearly this was more important than some useless algebra class. But that led to one big problem. While Tommy's YouTube channel was doing well and on the verge of something massive, his report card came back and it did not look good. Mathematics, English, science, he failed them all. He probably failed PE too, look at this skinny boy. It was a full-on great recession, and his parents, especially his mother, weren't exactly happy. At the rate he was going, he would eventually be faced with a brutal choice. If YouTube was wrecking his test results, it was going to be between YouTube or school, and he could only pick one. Forced to choose between two paths in life, two futures, two vastly different versions of him. It should have been an easy choice. Just do school. It's a safe route. Everyone's doing it. It's not the end of the world, right? But the advice from Schlatt was ringing in his head.
Everyone gets one chance at life, at school, at everything. Most people get no chance at YouTube. So, you know, school is important. Don't YouTube up. But, like, this is a priority.
But how the hell was he supposed to do both? But with perfect timing, COVID happened. And we all know COVID was the worst thing that ever happened. But for Tommy, it was perfect. The world had stopped. But that meant he had more time for YouTube and Twitch and to get closer to his idol friends. People were forced to quarantine, but guess what people who are bored and stuck at home do? He can't go to school, but that just means he can't get bullied now. But the biggest changes were his exams. They all had the J Schlatt treatment. They were all cancelled. Tommy was rewarded with good grades without any of the work. Hopefully this video gets uploaded in Pride Month, because he went from failing them to acing all of them in the span of a month. With his academics above average and his mother's anger appeased, Tommy now had all the time in the world to make videos. And so began the rapid colonization of the TommyInnit Minecraft channel. His face began getting plastered all over the homepage. His red white shirt and blue face thumbnails became the meta, symbols of the British Empire. But unfortunately, just like the British Empire, his reputation wasn't exactly positive. You see, TommyInnit was a colonizer, but unlike Sea-Dog VA, he wasn't one of the good ones.
Margaret Thatcher, no!
Even as he became more and more popular, many still saw him as nothing more than an annoying villain.
Tommy was the villain. That's why he's my hero.
Or worse, some never really dropped their impressions of him. They still saw him as just another annoying Minecraft kid.
They're capaholics. They're also yapaholics. Just put the fries in the bag, little bro. Skibbity.
People wanted him to be the villain to his three heroes, whereas Tommy wanted to be more than that. He wants to be the main guy. He wants to be more than Techno's friend or Wilbur's younger annoying brother. He wants to be seen as more than just a, you know, a scrawny British annoying little Minecraft movie target audience gremlin. Once again, the perfect opportunity would arise. But this time, even with a much smaller time limit for his decision, Tommy did not hesitate. On April 3rd, 2020, the 4th Minecraft Championship was announced. And along with that were the 8 teams competing with each other.
I mean, I don't know how strong this team will be, especially since TommyInnit is in it.
But this time, he was ready to prove everyone wrong. Together with his team, Vilza, Wilbur, and
Oh my god, some of these skins, dude.
Yo, for everyone else, this MCC was just a friendly competition. But for Tommy, his entire career was on the line here. With a team of the same 3 people who overshadowed him the most, this was his one and only chance to stand out. And so Shovel, Rendell, even the Drift King, they were all in his way. They had to die. But the most important kill was Catherine.
Okay. If you'd... Oh! Just killed a woman. Feeling good.
This joke, this one single joke might seem small, but it was pivotal. It was clipped, shared, and even became the one thing MCC4 was known for. Shattering everyone's impressions and forcing them to take note of his humor. But most important, it did exactly what Tommy wanted. It promoted him from their annoying little sidekick to finally being one of the boys. And so while MCC4 ended with his team coming in first, it was Tommy who walked away as the true winner. It was now 2-0, with people finally watching his videos for him rather than the people he played with. Tommy's stonks were now at an all-time high. People were interested and stands of him were starting to form. Holy shit, it's Clingy HQ. He was undergoing a full-on redemption arc, and the Minecraft community was more than happy to root for him. But not yet. He was one step away from the attention and validation he wanted. Now that he was finally out of Techno's shadow, expectations were at their highest. Everyone was now wondering, where will he go from here? With a lot of people on the fence about hopping onto the Tommy Titanic. Whatever comes next will either cruise him to Minecraft stardom or sink his chances. So Tommy did something unusual. He took a step back and played the long game, waiting for something new, something popular, a community of some sort, to make him stay in the Minecraft mainstream. And once again, his patience paid off. After 3 months of waiting, Tommy's videos fell into the radar of Dream's friend, Color Not Found, and he was subsequently invited to the Dream SMP through a conversation that probably went like this. Hi there, my name is Dream. Welcome to the Dream SMP featuring Dream. Oh, thank you for the invite, Dream! I hope you enjoy this peaceful server with a peaceful environment full of peaceful people living peaceful lives as we all live in peace. But Tommy wasn't here to join this peaceful group of people. With everybody watching, he now had the chance to do the funniest thing ever. 5 minutes on the server, he kills George, the first ever PvP death on the server. 10 minutes on the server, and he started a war. 20 minutes on the server, and he's been banned, unbanned, rebanned, and re-unbanned. 1 year later, he's performing a Hamilton-inspired improv with Wilbert, Schlatt, and Technoblade, as they all perform assassinations, elections, and arson as a commentary on nationalism, anarchism, and capitalism, apparently, propelling him from the thousands of subscribers into the millions.
Just killed a woman. Feeling good.
So that was 3 times now. 3 times he was at the right place at the right time. And 3 times he was snowballed into more fame. But even with all of those, he still had one last problem. With a massive audience from the Dream SMP, specifically 4 million people, now comes the hard part. Keeping all of them. The Dream SMP wasn't gonna last forever. It'll eventually end. And if that happens, so will his channel. It'll be just like Wilbur's character in the Dream SMP. Dead.
I gave him some.
Can you speak to us?
How many pickles can you fit up your ass?
But unlike previous attempts, Tommy came prepared. He wasn't gonna let this be a repeat of Hypixel or SMP Earth. With 4 million subscribers now in his hands, he wasn't gonna wait. He had plans to keep all of them.
We installed the voice chat mod into Minecraft, the size changer mod, the natural disaster morph mod, laser eye mod, surgery mod, portal gun mod into Minecraft.
Tommy moved to mod videos, and these were the 4th perfect choice. It allowed Tommy and his friends to show their personalities. It also had endless amounts of content, making it more permanent than everything before. And it also isn't Skyblock again because and it was also something relatively safe, saving him from future cringe compilations. In fact, it was such a perfect fit that Tommy made over 50 videos like these.
We installed the TNT rain mod into Minecraft.
Phil, what zodiac are you?
Zodiac? This shit is so lucrative that if Minecraft video assets start failing, you might see me making mod videos. There's just that much free content ready to be clip farmed. Evidenced by the fact that Tommy skyrocketed to 9 million subscribers.
We're close to 6 million, 7 million, 8 million. We're almost at 10 million.
Pushing him to celebrity status, meeting other famous people like XayXay, and appearing in Bella Porch's music video next to this guy, and even getting animated.
No, I am in an animation. I am
In the span of a year, his life had a complete 180. He had all the numbers, the money, the success, everything he'd ever dream of. But ironically, after dodging so many pitfalls and making all the right decisions, it was Tommy himself who would end up deciding that maybe he didn't want this anymore. Unsurprisingly, getting fame this quickly wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Despite more and more people tuning in, watching his every move, Tom had never felt so isolated in his entire life. More people were recognizing him in public, and yet less people were seeing him as a person.
I go to my local park. Someone is like waiting for me there, waiting to see me. This park I've gone to my whole life. That was awful. That was when I realized I'm losing my space.
He didn't like going outside anymore. He didn't like people recognizing him anymore. So he'd box himself in his home. But even that wasn't a safe space anymore. He was doxxed. The police called. They were contacted with a false report that his parents were abusing him. Things were starting to get worse for the people around him. And it felt like it was his fault. The internet, his shelter from the real world, wasn't getting better either. Constant vicious harassment off and on his live streams, with so many death threats that it pushed him to therapy, which only made the death threats worse. It's a bit ironic looking back on this. Tom started with people looking down on him for being too young, too naive, and now people were forgetting that he was still 17 years old. He felt like he was forced to grow up, forced to learn a lot more stuff in much less time, because he had more responsibilities than the average high schooler. Is this what becoming a YouTuber was actually like? Was his life even heading down the right direction anymore? Did he pick the wrong path? There was a lot of pressure to live up to the expectations of his rapidly growing fan base, and the fear of failure must have felt really overwhelming. There was a solid 50-50 chance that Tom would have fallen down a different path. But he was extremely lucky. Not enough people talk about this, but I would say the MVP during Tom's skyrocketed fame was his mother. Having instant internet fame at a young age of 17 would have messed up anyone in that situation. And Tom was really lucky that his mom kept him grounded when he needed it the most.
The biggest thing I remember from it is every week, me and my mum and dad would take the dogs out to this park, and like once a month I'd be like, oh mum, I'm 5 million now, 6 mil now, 7 now. She'd be like, yeah, that's great, Tom, go pick up the dog. And I'd be like, mum, I don't want to do this, mum. She'd be like, tough shit.
In a moment when he felt alienated, where everyone saw him as the YouTuber who got 10 million subscribers in a year, Tom's mom made sure he remembered who he was outside of the screen. That behind the silly persona, oh my god, persona of TommyInnit was Tom, a normal teenage boy who just so happened to make videos. He was allowed to be anxious. He was allowed to mess up and make mistakes. She was there to remind him that beneath everything, it's still him.
Despite everything, it's still you.
These few moments kept him sane as Tom continued his rise to fame, hitting 10 million, then 11 million, giving him the full confidence to make a major decision. Dropping out from college to focus on Twitch and YouTube full time.
My last test ever in school was a music test, and I cheated. I violently cheated. And the whole thing about not cheating in exams is like, you can't, because in the exam hall you won't be able to cheat. And then I could. I had the opportunity, and I took it. But don't cheat. No, cheating's really bad.
For the first time in years, Tom felt like he was slowly regaining control of his life again. A life surrounded by friends and family who would dare to support him, who will always be there to support him. And life immediately took it all away. Nothing could have prepared him for what came next.
The next day, August 2nd, I headed over to the doctor to see what was wrong, and they ran a couple of scans, and then they came back and they told me that the reason my arm hurts is because I have cancer.
In August 2021, Technoblade broke his silence, returning after months of inactivity, announcing to millions of people that he had been diagnosed with cancer, a type of cancer with a survival rate of just 1 in 6. With chemotherapy not working and the doctors considering amputation, it was severe enough that Techno had to start making phone calls. The kind of calls you make when you don't know how much time you have left. And upon hearing this, Tom didn't even know how to react. But for his age, who could? As a 17-year-old, how do you come to terms with the fact that you might never see your friend ever again? It really makes you wonder, did you spend all the time you could have had with them? But Tom didn't let fear stop him. Rather than wishing for more time, he chose to spend the time he did have. And he spent it wisely. If Techno isn't giving up, even when it got harder to speak or to move, then Tom wouldn't either.
I am the Lorax. I speak through the trees.
He's a clay tree. He gave me the button to end it all, and he said I have to press it.
What does the end it all button do?
I don't want to press it, Techno. I can't press it.
Louder!
You are team. Please say yes.
Sure.
Okay.
You know. Off the stage. On one hand, do I really want to end the world? On the other hand, I gotta go get chemo in like 15 minutes. I'm pressing it.
We joked about the dumbest way to clickbait it. I mean, it didn't even feel real.
Tommy with the carry. Dynamic duo.
If I had another 100 lives, I think I would choose to be Technoblade again every single time, as those were the happiest years of my life. And I hope you all go on to live long, prosperous, and happy lives. Because I love you guys. Technoblade out.
Techno passing away shattered Tom's worldview. It felt so blatantly unfair that he couldn't even understand it.
I think when you grow up, I think it's sort of in a bit of a bubble of like, this is all fine and we'll always stay like this. And then when someone dies and they're just like not meant to, it doesn't make any sense. It's quite fresh at the moment because I met his dad and like saw the room where he passed and stuff. And that was like, oh my God. He was just a kid like me. I really miss him. I really miss him. I really fucking do. And I'm not sure if I'll ever get my head really fully around what has happened.
This is also a good time to remind you, all of you watching, take good care of those close to you. It doesn't have to be a big gesture, but if you care about someone, let them know before it's too late. You never know how much time you have left. Everything fell apart after Technoblade passed away. Slowly, one by one, friends drifted away, or worse yet, turned to enemies. Not long after, Tom would have a massive falling out with Dream. Not even the grief of their friend could hold them together.
Dream. 4 years ago, you were awful to me. When I was 16, you gave me YouTube advice, and you held that over my head for years. You didn't treat me like an equal, and you made me feel small. You harassed my mum as she was going through a divorce, the worst time of her life. You tried to harm the relationship between me and my mum, and if we weren't best friends, with the shit that you were saying, you probably could have really harmed that, mate.
This one experience didn't just make Tom angry, it made him more cynical. He had already lost one of his greatest friends, and now he lost another Only this time, it wasn't to death. Sometimes friendships don't last. Sometimes friends just grow apart as you get older. And it hurts in a different way. Because at least with Techno, they ended on good terms. But just when he thought he'd hit rock bottom, it got even worse.
On the 22nd of February 2024,
Shelby Shovel would host a stream titled Talking About Something More Serious.
She would reveal that in a previous relationship of hers, she was being hurt and physically abused by a person who seemed to have a lack of regard for her health and well-being.
Believing that she was talking about the beloved streamer Wilbur Soot.
Wilbur would be exposed for abuse. This was his mentor, his best friend, someone who was essentially his older brother. He was the one who taught Tom the perspective around content creation. The same person he looked up to for over 6 years. The same guy who was there and comforted him during his darkest moments. Turns out to be someone completely different. Was everything a lie? It made Tom realize that maybe he didn't know Wilbur as well as he thought he did. It made him question how well he actually knew the people he looked up to. And it made Tom feel like he was losing his sense of belonging again. He thought he had found his place after the Dream SMP, being surrounded by friends and people he watched growing up. But with Technoblade, Dream, and now Wilbur gone, it felt like everything was falling apart, and he was going to be alone again. He was witnessing it happen in real time, and there was nothing he could do. But even putting all of those aside, Tom felt like his story had ended. It was his childhood dream to become a massive Minecraft YouTuber. It was the one goal driving every decision for the last 5 to 10 years. Now he had 10 million subscribers. He made his dream come true. He did it. He didn't want anything more. No one chases for 20 million. He had hit the final milestone and peaked in life during high school. So, what was his purpose now? No one seemed to have an answer. It felt like his friends and everyone would eventually move on without him, living their lives while he stayed stuck, left behind. What do you do after losing the one thing that kept you motivated for most of your life? How do you move on when someone close to you isn't here anymore, but you know they want you to keep going? Without the big dream he built his life around, Tom was now looking for something, anything, to keep him moving forward. He was chasing a reason to get out of bed every morning. He obsessed over his views and stats in the hopes that they'll bring back his confidence, but they didn't. He made more vlog videos, hoping it'll make things better, but that didn't help either. So he moved out, hoping some independence would help him start over. But being away from his parents only left him feeling more disconnected. Tom was now grappling with a lot of emotions, and the nice life he now had only made him feel guiltier for feeling lost. He was completely and utterly stuck. But even if he didn't have the answers yet, he was still forced to make a decision. On the morning of June 30th, 2022, the same day as Tom's first live show, it was also the day that Technoblade's passing was announced. Tom sat on the edge of his bed, watching Technoblade's dad deliver the news that his son had passed away. Technoblade was gone, and no amount of money, prayers, or wishes in the world could ever bring him back. Tom could have just cancelled his show right then and there, but he refused.
How do you pivot off of making YouTube streaming content to saying, I want to do live comedy?
By accident. You can't.
Okay.
Sort of, my dad was like, why don't we try this? And I was like, really, Dad? And then I tried it.
Gathering every ounce of motivation he had, Tom made it to the theater. But make no mistake, he was terrified. Terrified that it wouldn't work, that it would be too soon after Technoblade's death, that it will all be for nothing, that stand-up would fail to give him that ambition he once had, that after today he would be back to where he is now, lost and depressed. But as he looked around backstage, Jack Manifold, Ranboo, Nihachu, faces of his friends who who were here when he needed them. Tom realized that he wasn't alone. He still had friends who would be there for him if things didn't go as planned. It is with that in mind that he takes a deep breath and walks on stage.
Hello? Hello? Are there any mills in the crowd? Okay, no, I see some resistance.
How old are your shoes, Tommy?
How old are you? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, no one else sees things. Like, boom, boom.
Tom was completely surprised. His videos would get tens of millions of views. His streams broke the Guinness World Record at one point. And yet this was the most fulfilled he ever felt. It felt familiar. It was like his 2015 to 2020 days.
It's so similar to those early days in Hypixel, man. I feel like I've got 200 subscribers again.
Finding new people to get inspired by.
Daniel Sloss mentors me and tells me to go and do a 5-minute open mic.
It was kind of like starting all over again. And Tom wouldn't have had it any other way. After everything he's been through, after 2 whole years of soul searching, Tom finally found his place with stand-up comedy. He didn't have all the answers yet, but that's okay. If he ever needs to start over one more time, that's fine. Even if he didn't know what the future holds. He knows that stand-up won't be the end of his story, just like YouTube wasn't. He chose to live, to continue living and growing as someone new every single day.
I'm different now. I really am, and I'm not that kid anymore.
So if there is one thing you should take away from this story, let it be this. Growth isn't a straight line. Sometimes you improve, sometimes you regress, sometimes it's whatever the hell this is. In fact, if you could look at your past self and cringe, it's actually one of the best feelings in the world. The fact you wish you had done better means you're already someone who would. And look, you, the viewer, if you're watching this, there's a pretty good chance you're in a place where you don't have it all figured out either. You're expected to make huge decisions about school, about life, about who you want to be, with no one to tell you whether or not you're on the right path. To those of you, I don't have the answers either. But I don't think anyone does. The meaning of life isn't something someone else can teach you. It's not in a book or a movie or this YouTube video. It's something you have to figure out for yourself over time. There will be times in life where you feel lost, and that's okay. It's okay not to know yet. It's okay to start over, to look for a new purpose. To truly live life and grow is to be open to change. And we have to make those choices for ourselves. I know it won't always be easy. Making your own decisions is hard, no matter who you are. No choice is perfect. But if it is any comfort, the people around you are just as, if not more clueless about the future as you are, myself included.
You know, I always, wherever I was, in school, in YouTube and everything, it felt like there was just sort of better people in there, people who get it. And I didn't feel like at any YouTube point ever, I got it. What I realized is everyone is just a person trying their best. And there's no illusion. There's no one who's better than anyone. Everyone is insecure and everyone is struggling, and that is the beauty of it.
You can clearly tell that Tom didn't always have a plan. He's a Minecraft YouTuber, a vlogger, a stand-up comedian. And if you asked him who he might be in 5 years' time, he probably wouldn't know either. But he never let his annoying voice hold him back. He never let overnight internet fame at a young age change him as a person. Even if he didn't know the outcome, Tom still made his own decisions. And this is where he is now. I think Technoblade would have been proud. To all of you watching, your life is precious too. We can't choose our circumstances, but we can choose how we navigate them. Researching all of this has been a real eye-opener, and it makes me really proud to say that I am a fan of Tom. Once again, thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Check out the game using my download links in the pinned comment or the description. As for those of you who are new and for those of you returning after 6 months, make sure not to miss the limited time bonus pack. And if you've enjoyed this video, then check out this video about Redgram. He's a Minecraft YouTuber who I believe perfectly carries on Technoblade's spirit. A massive thank you to my YouTube members, Avelina Dyers, Bearlybear, Fishstab, Miyuki, Persona Normal, Spectere, Splulu, ThelrishTexan and TheFlyingFire. Thank you all.